Oh my God, the Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein personal pube woman thing came out that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein. Oh my Lord, are you joking? He definitely did that, bro. He doodled it. Oh, he doodled it, bro. He's a diddler and a doodler. Oh, he was diddling and doodling. What is this? What is this, bro? What are we doing? Oversight Dems posted. Here it is. We got Trump's birthday note that Jeffrey Epstein, that the president said doesn't exist. Trump talks about a wonderful secret the two of them shared. What is he hiding? Release the list. Oh my God. This is the body. This is the body note that Donald Trump wrote and doodled on for Jeffrey Epstein, for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. We finally got it. It's finally out. I love it, dude. That's so stupid. Oh God, it's so perfect. Check the line. Enigmas never age. Yeah, you don't remember that one? Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump. Auto pen could never. Yeah, the auto pen could never match a signature. He is so good. He is so good at making signatures. He's the best. He's the best at signing. Kind of funny, with every new lie he tells, there is a new leak. Yeah, it's awesome. Donald Trump is about to come out and be like, listen, very clearly I didn't doodle it. The boobs. Look at the boobs. I love big boobs. I'm a fan of big boobs, big breastises. I would never draw boobs so small. Believe me, folks. And also, that's not even my full signature. It's my half. It's the half. I only wrote Donald. I never write only Donald. I would write Donald J. Trump, as you know. Believe it. That's gonna be his. That's gonna be his defense. Caroline Leavitt had some choice words for this. Said the latest piece published by the Wall Street Journal proves this entire birthday card story is false. As I've said all along, it's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture and he did not sign it. President Trump's legal team will continue to aggressively pursue litigation. Furthermore, the reporter Joe Palazzolo, who wrote this hatchet job, reached out for comment at the exact same minute he published his story, giving us no time to respond. This is fake news to perpetuate the Democrat Epstein hoax. 2 authenticated letters from the real Donald Trump that sold at 2 separate auctions from Andrew Feinberg, White House correspondent for The Independent. Compare them with the signature on Epstein's birthday letter. Uh-oh. This guy claims, yeah, the D is completely separate and does not... Come on, man. Come on. These guys, oh my God, these guys are on cope mode, dude. They are so... Oh, Jesus Christ. They're out of control with the copium. They're like, Donald Trump did not write that. I promise. I'm just wondering when they take the extra leap. I'm wondering when they take the extra leap, the leap of faith, and just firmly commit to the notion that pedophilia is ultimately a good thing if Trump is doing it. Because we're going to get there at a certain point. We're going to get there. I joke about this stuff and it ends up happening. I'm not even joking no more. I'm telling you right now, man, they already are testing the waters with the white hat pedophile shit. What was it? Tim Pool new meta is that Trump was an informant and can't release the files because it would blow his cover. Please send me that link. I need to see it. Does the below signature from the Wall Street Journal look like this actual signature from the president? I don't think so. Fake. Epstein card. Letter to 1995, letter to Lillian Volk. 1999, letter to Larry King. Why is it so hard for them to believe that Donald Trump, who was literal best friends with Jeffrey Epstein at the time, would send him this strange letter and sign it? Like, there are a million photos of them side by side. Are we joking? Like, what are these guys denying here? It doesn't make any sense. To deny this is to deny the reality that you can see with your eyes. Like, the actual thing that you should be saying is, oh, it's embarrassing, but he didn't know he was a pedophile. And he stopped hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein after he found out. He sussed out the bad vibes and he didn't hang out with them, unlike Bill Clinton, you stupid libtard, Like, that's what you're supposed to say. The counter, if we lived in like a normal universe where political discourse wasn't just like, nah, I don't believe you. I don't believe my lying eyes either. I clawed them out with my thumbs, libtard, so I don't see these photos no more. Like, that narrative, the proper narrative, the proper counter messaging campaign is supposed to be, Donald Trump knew Epstein was bad vibes. He stopped hanging out with him, and yet all these famous Democrats actually hung out with him after he was outed as a pedophile, right? That's what you're supposed to say if you're like even remotely competent as a Republican messenger. The problem is you don't even need to be remotely competent anymore. You could just say, nope, don't believe you, it's fake news, and that's it. Like, there are a million photos of Donald Trump. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were filmed together almost as much as crack and Hunter Biden were filmed together. Adam says, weirdly underrated how incriminating this is. Literally no plausible innocent explanation. What was the secret enigma they cryptically referred to over the picture of a naked woman? Interior decorating tips? Perhaps a pound cake recipe? Maybe they had a laugh playing Dungeons and Dragons and it was so funny it couldn't be put in letter form. Many possibilities. Yeah, the secret enigma that they cryptically refer to is diddling children. Not only doodling, but also diddling. Okay? But there's also additional parts of the Wall Street Journal article that are even more damning. There's a photo of Jeffrey Epstein with a giant novelty check implying Trump sold him a woman for $22,500. The Epstein estate also turned over another letter from the book that references Trump. It came from a businessman and longtime Mar-a-Lago member Joel Pascoe, who made a crude joke about a woman that Trump and Epstein socialized with in the 1990s, according to people familiar with the matter. The Pascoe letter included a photo of a poster board size check for $22,500, which had been mocked up to appear that it was sent from Trump to Epstein. Beneath it, a handwritten caption said, Jeffrey showing early talents with money plus women sells fully depreciated, redacted to Donald Trump for $22,500. The woman's name is redacted in the image. Jeffrey showing early talents with money plus women sells fully depreciated bleep name to Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. What is this? Even though I handed the deal, I didn't get any of the money on the gain or game on the goal. What is this? The girl? Oh, any money on the girl? Oh, even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money or the girl. Yeah, I doubt this is actually proof that Epstein sold Trump a woman, but at the very least, it shows that they at least knew what Epstein was doing and thought it was funny. So obviously, this doesn't look too good for Donald Trump. Now, not only does this not look too good for Donald Trump, but one of the other idiotic counter narratives that was launched came from House Speaker Mike Johnson. I covered it immediately as soon as it came out. House Speaker Mike Johnson, representative Republican from Louisiana, came out with a hot statement that we had not heard before. One that I had joked about for years and years at this point, that Donald Trump was a white hat pedophile. Now, it turns out that is unironically how these dipshits thought they could get away from this conversation. Mike Johnson said, well, Donald Trump was an FBI informant trying to take down Jeffrey Epstein. Here he is responding to CNN when asked. CNN's Manu Raju.
What do you mean by that?
What I was referring to in that long conversation was what the victim's attorney said. More than a decade ago, President Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. And he was one of the only people, one of the only prominent people, as everyone has reported, not President Trump, but everybody about him, that he was willing to help law enforcement go after this guy who was a disgusting child abuser, sex trafficker, all the allegations. That's what they heard. So the president was helpful in that. I don't know if I use the right terminology, but that's common knowledge, and everybody knows that. So this is much ado about nothing.
Did the president tell you this specifically about his involvement?
I said, I was recounting what others have said. The president and I have talked about the Epstein evils many times. He's as disgusted by it as everybody else. He has long had a history of acknowledging that, and he has said repeatedly he wants...
Dog, you said he was an FBI informant. The do you mean? And you can't just like common knowledge your way out of this. It's clearly not common knowledge. What do you mean it's common knowledge that he was an FBI informant? You see, Your Honor, my guy Donald Trump wasn't just raping kids for the love of the game. He was doing it for the state. He was doing it for a better, for mankind. He hated diddling kids. He just did it for you and me. That's insane, dude. So he walked it back, but you know who's galloping in that direction? Tim Pool.
It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this.
Now, there's a couple theories on this. One is that Mike Johnson let slip this statement to try and protect Trump's reputation. There's also that, basically like, oh, did you know he was an FBI informant stopping it? That's why. Or I think there's a strong possibility here. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying I trust Trump on any of this stuff. Elon says he's in the files, whatever. Let's get the files and figure it out. But let's at least entertain. Did Speaker Mike Johnson maybe accidentally just slip up that Trump was an FBI informant? And the reason why Trump doesn't want the documents released is that they're going to show that Trump was snitching on powerful people.
Bro, this is awesome, dude. These guys are so stupid. That's so awesome. Yeah, man. That's why. No, you got it. Yeah, Trump really would hate to look like a hero. He would hate to look like a hero in this Epstein story for sure. Yeah, definitely. He would hate to take credit for Jeffrey Epstein's downfall.
But if the documents show that Trump was working with law enforcement to stop this, that's not damaging to Trump's reputation among his voters. It's damaging to Trump's reputation among powerful elites he needs to do deals with.
Oh, that's right, brother. Why didn't I think of this, man? This is incredible. 236,000 views, by the way. People are so desperate for that copium that Tim Pool is even doing better numbers than he did before for this one.
So the Democrats might be thinking it's going to help Trump. If we leak files showing that Trump stopped Epstein, people are going to cheer for him. Right. Trump may be saying, if they find out that I ratted on Bill Gates and Bill Clinton and I was the one actually spying on him or wore a wire or did who knows what, these people aren't going to want to do deals with his business. If Trump was snitching on
So in this universe, Bill Gates has diddled children with Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump knew about it, and Donald Trump is worried that he can't continue doing business with a pedophile? Is that the argument you're presenting right now? That Donald Trump ratted on Jeffrey Epstein for pedophilia, but then also that all these other pedophiles won't be able to keep doing business with Trump if they find out that Trump was the rat? What are you saying? Why the with Donald Trump, if he's so expressly anti-pedophilia, why would he want to continue doing deals with Bill Gates? Also, all of these elites are still working with the White House currently, including Bill Gates. So what the does that mean? That Trump knows that these guys have diddled children but is still working with them? None of this makes sense. This does not make logical sense. Who the watches this guy, man? Apparently nobody, except for this video. This video hit. It is the highest amount of views that Tim Pool has gotten in the last couple of months. And I guess now they've moved on about the actual details that keep coming out about Trump's involvement, and instead going, oh, the Democrats don't even care about Epstein. They don't even care about his victims. That's why they were silent about it for years. The only thing they care about is concocting another fake scandal like Russiagate to smear President Trump with their lies. No one's falling for their BS. I don't know, man. Kind of feels like you could say that under different circumstances. You could prove that that is the case by releasing the Epstein files. Do you see what I mean? Because if you were interested in releasing the Epstein files, then you could just present to the Democrats the Epstein files and say, you see, this is what they didn't want you to see when they were leading the country, when they were the administration in charge. They didn't want you to see it, but we promised transparency as the Republicans, and therefore you're gonna get it. You feel me? But they're not doing that. They're the ones who are actually holding out. That is the only reason why people have this kind of anger and resentment towards the administration, even those who are in the base of support. Hannah Gase jokingly says, Trump didn't know about Epstein, or he did, but he didn't know about his proclivities. Well, maybe he did, but he didn't share them. Actually, on second thought, everything Trump did was to catch Epstein for the feds. There is no birthday card. He didn't write that card. Trump couldn't write. He doesn't know how to doodle. He's not a diddler. But even if he is a diddler, he was diddling for good. And he was doodling for good as well, for a greater good. Yeah, they're going with this is a fake signature. Yeah, man, he changed his signature. At the time, this is how he used to sign things. That much is clear. In the early 90s, up until the 2000s, this was Donald Trump's signature. There are a million things that he has signed. People have actually shown that that is literally what his signature looked like back then. As a matter of fact, he signed so many public documents exactly like that, that if his signature was the current signature that he has, then it would be more of a sign that it might have been a fake document. So here we are. I've shown you this already, but it's, it bears repeating. There it is. A bunch of Trump allies are claiming that the Epstein birthday letter contains a signature that doesn't match Trump's. But there are a bunch of Donald signatures from the same era that look very much like the one in the Epstein letter. The first image is from the Epstein letter. This one is to Rudy Giuliani. This is another letter to Lillian Jane Volk. This one is a letter written to the Mr. and Mrs. Larry King. Kind of feels like was his signature at the time, you know? The auto pen was signing all of these for me. But I don't know. I feel like this stuff is supposed to make bigger waves, but I just don't see these dipshits responding at all anymore. I don't know.